Hey guys, so this is going to be a showcase of a few invasions I've done recently in Lost Izalith. And this was originally simply going to be an invasions video. However, my walls in my apartment are very thin and my neighbours are very elderly. So I could not shout and scream and swear as much as such a video would require. I also have a very sore throat. So I thought, well, I like Dark Souls invasions, and I like ASMR. So why not put them together? I don't think anyone else has. Although maybe they have. I'm not sure. Basically, what I was attempting to showcase here is both the use of Black Flame, although I think that's more featured in some depths invasions, which are not in this video. But Black Flame is an amazing tool for invaders. It is the ultimate roll catch, and the damage is simply extraordinary. On this, excuse me, on this build I picked around 3 or 4 different weapons that I switched between. Early on in the game, I was using Gravelord Greatsword. I then changed to Zweihander and Great Club sometimes. Now I've given up on those very scrub tactics recently, and I've been trying this plus 10 fire infused Greatsword and a plus 4 Black Knight Greatsword. And both are incredibly enjoyable to play with. The R2 on the Black Knight Greatsword is simply wonderful. It's just so enjoyable to launch people straight up into the air. So that was awful, as you can see. There's a big mistake right there. Why I've been invading in Lost Izalith is, firstly, that's the point I'm at in the game right now. I tend to invade where I am. Secondly, it works for the roleplay that I have for this character, which is sort of a defender of Izalith, but in a more melee sense. He has access to pyromancies, but he's not mastered them in the same way as Quilana or Quelaag or the other sister that is usually outside here, where this dark bead user is. And this is why I will point out to this guy in just a second. Because dark bead to me is such I'm saying a lot, which I know I need to work on, but it's such a bad and overpowered spell for any serious Dark Souls player to use, because we have all used it when we first found it in Illusil, and we tried it out, and we were like, oh shit, sorry, I probably shouldn't swear, oh crackers, this is amazing. But it's simply too overpowered in both PvP and PvE. it's just not fun to win when using Darkbeat. And I'm sure when people get beat when they're using Darkbeat, that's even less fun. Because surely you should win when you have the most overpowered spell in the game in your possession. Now, why I'm mainly staying in this area instead of hunting people down a lot of the time is to give players a chance at a real boss. Bed of Chaos is not really a good boss. I think we all know that. So, if the Chaos Witch is still there, it creates a deadly tag team of sorts, and my roleplay works for it. If she's not still there, it's alright. I can still do quite a lot of damage by myself. And I think the idea of giving players a challenge on their way to Bed of Chaos, it might annoy some players who have, let's say they've taken out both sides, and they've ran all the way back from the Demon Ruins bonfire through the tunnel, and then I kill them. It's probably annoying. However, they can always use a black crystal. That's the nature of this game. The flow of time is distorted in From Software's games. Now you'll see what I'm doing here is waiting for a moment to pounce. I'm not exactly sure where they are, but I'm pretty sure they have now made it to the upper level. The poisonous swamp allows me to see exactly where they are. It's obviously a host and this phantom. Probably just say Sigurd on their way up, and verticality, in the words of Saint Riot. Look at that. A thing of beauty, a thing of patience, virtue, and fervent poise. Absolutely wonderful. If I could just toot my own horn for a minute. Don't worry, I'll lose this one. See Black Flame, one hit, and it takes out that phantom. I could do similar with this guy, but unlike Darkbeat users, I don't enjoy a cheap one. Most of the time, anyway. I'll use Black Flame as a roll catch, as a tool, but to simply spam it, I don't see the appeal as much. I made a grave mistake in this invasion. Sorry, I have a bit of a sore throat. But I made a grave mistake by R2ing with the Black Knight Greatsword when he clearly knew how to counter that. I did it the first time, he hit me with his Y-hander R2. Did it the second time, as you just saw there, he hit me with his Y-hander R2. So at this point I'm like, fuck it, I'm spamming Black Flame. But he gets me first. Fair enough. I would give respect to this guy if he wasn't wearing Mask of the Father. Which, I've heard a lot of people talk about the Mother Mask being the worst. Obviously they're all kind of bad. They're all very goofy looking, and they don't work for many roleplays unless you're a Grave Lord servant or something. But Mask of the Mother is way, way, way more fashionable than the Mask of the Father or the Mask of the Child, both of which I think look ridiculous. They look goofy as hell. But that is simply my opinion. I know the buff that you get from the masks is quite invaluable, but I think From Software aware of the trade-off you make. You know, you can get faster stamina regen or more equipment carry, more I don't know how to say it, better equipment load, I guess, or more health. You can get all three of those, or one of the three, but it's at the expense of your character looking like a total idiot. Now, as you can see, this guy indicted me, which I would just like to say is something that you should always do. Go to Oswald of Korean and buy one indictment. You only need one. It's unlimited use. And then indict any invader who invades you, because they're invading and they're already wanting to PvP. So indicting them is just allowing them to have more PvP. Invaders like it. You get to feel like, you know, you've done something, you've indicted them, they're wanted now. It's a form of revenge, I guess. But it's great for all parties, and so I really firmly believe that you should indict whenever you're invaded. Unless sometimes I don't indict if the guy's been playing really annoyingly, because that's negative on him. That means he gets less invasions. As you can see in this invasion, I changed to slow rolling to accommodate the Black Knight Greatsword, and so I added some poise armor to my usual light build. However, that 15 poise from the giant helm was not worth the destruction of my fashion. It's simply, I can't let go of the gold-hemmed black hood now. It's so enjoyable to play with in this area. It fits the lore so well. I just really like it. It looks very cool, I guess. But then I'm the kid in school that always wore hoodies, so maybe that's just me. Now, if you'll notice, I got attacked from behind here. I did not see where he was. And watching the video again, I still don't see him. So I'm going to assume he was getting the treasure that was around there. But I don't know. He might have been spying on me just very well. Now, as you can see, this is another player who has his fashion in order. Full gold-hemmed set, and a golden Black Knight glaive. I know it's not a Black Knight glaive because it's gold, but I don't think I've ever seen that weapon before, or at least used it before, so it's a bit of a mystery to me. You'll see I tried going for the backstab there, but it didn't work. So, yeah, there we go, I got it there. People say a lot of the time that the lock-on circle backstab does not work, and in fact it exposes you to getting backstabbed yourself. And while that may be true when you're playing against some players, a lot of the time it does work, especially if they're coming out of an R2 with a heavy weapon. Now, a jumping R2 with his Y-hander should be an automatic backstab for you if you are close enough. You just need to simply dodge around that tiny linear hitbox, and then boom, you get the backstab. And it's great. I probably don't have any parries in this video because while Dark Souls 1 is the game where I'm most confident with my parries and usually have them timed incredibly well, there's still a certain sense in me when I play online, a certain urgency where unless I specifically say, okay, I'm going to practice parries in this invasion, that in the heat of the moment it just never occurs to me to do it. I think the same applies for a lot of players, because many times, you know, players will try and parry your first hit, but once they're in the heat of the fray, the heat of the moment, they tend to not try and make as many parry attempts, which is something I'm also guilty of, and I probably need to work on. Something that is, I think, essential for invasions, many people will say the grass crest shield. However, when you get to this sort of area, late game area, where many players have sorceries, crest shield itself is invaluable against many players, against dark bead players, against dark orb players, pursuers players. See, jumping R2, backstab. It's that simple. But yeah, most players will have some sort of sorcery on their side by late game, so a crest shield is an invaluable weapon to have. I didn't do it much in these clips, but recently, when I started doing medium rolling on my characters, when I finally got used to that, I had both crest shield and black knight shield in my shield slots, and I would switch between the two, because crest shield, the magic defense is stunning, whereas black knight shield has amazing stability, fire defense, and I believe lightning defense, although I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but I know the fire defense is absolutely top-notch, primo, by now. And I think that may be the last invasion of the clip. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good whatever. See you.